Just D-hole.
Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe. Very excited to be here for the Tales of Evrand. John, you had one job. It was to mimic me, and you didn't
Nick
fucking do it. So let's go ahead and roll the intro.
To welcome you to the world of Evrand.
The Seekers of Insanity.
I told you to leave me alone. I could do this.
I wanted us to live, and I wanted him dead.
Oh, I am so happy to see you.
Every party needs a Cooper.
Raise the blade!
John, are you having fun? And we're back. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Joe. Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand, Book 6, Chapter 4, or I don't have my Legend Keeper open. I think it's episode 56.
59, I believe.
What? Oh my god. You're
It
right.
is 59.
Holy shit. Feels like we just had 50. We're going to jump right into this game, but before we do, as always, the DMs don't do the summary, the players do. And this week on summary is Nick. Nick, as Gak, take it away.
Okay.
Hey, it's me, Gak.
I don't know why I wasn't prepared to do the Gak voice for some reason. After 59 sessions, I was like, what is it? Yeah, I didn't write the session in Gak's perspective. I just wrote it in my perspective. So I'm just going to say it in my perspective.
But I want to hear as Gak in your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, so I missed the session before this, but it seemed like it was really heavy because Gak came in and started being really goofy at the beginning, and the vibes were slightly off, but I think everything kind of course corrected eventually. Basil and Enid were snuggling in their rooms. Yrsa was outside in the rain as her hair was changing colors. Gak woke up and ate a bunch of bacon with Ulfric, and then made soup for Yrsa. Gak visited Rian and attacked him with a bunch of rocks and made him train for once. Then what just happened? Oh no. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna do it as Gak. So, so for everyone who doesn't know, Rachel and I are having very bad internet issues. So my stuff just keeps like deloading, and I'm trying to fill in with what I had just read ahead on. Okay, so we went to Lady Gemcloak and asked about the Astral Sea and how to get there. Lady Gemcloak took us to the College of Aeldon, where we met a guy who I don't remember the name of the School of Dream. I could never pronounce it.
Conchomancy.
Conchomancy?
Conchomancy.
Conchomancy. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. So he delves into the apparently illegal magic of tampering with dreams, and we want to see if we can get into the dreams so we can get Gideon's bad guy. We do it right then and there for some reason, and Gideon goes in and gets hurt real bad as Gideon's bad guy attacks him. Slicing through him, claws coming into the real world. It's wild stuff. So we decide we gotta figure out how to get into these dreams and get to this guy without endangering us. We instead decide that we are going to go to Wodale and get the Mind Flayer ship so we can go into the Astral Sea, where presumably the Dream Realm thing is, because we know Gideon is from the Astral Sea. It's all very complicated. We're in space now. We were in Lord of the Rings and now we're in Star Wars. John is fully prepared to transition us into that new genre. I'm very excited to see it, but we stole a spaceship after getting chased by a lot of things and flew out of a hole. And now we're in space. So that's what happened last session in the Asshole Sea.
Perfect.
Wow.
I forgot that you had said it like that last session.
Technically, I still stand by Gak said asshole.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. So, diving into the game. After the party had successfully flown a Nautiloid, an illithid Mind Flayer ship, out of the Underdark, into the atmosphere, into the Astral Sea. We bring you back to the ship itself. Gideon on the helm, all of you feel the weightlessness of the ship take hold within the expansive darkness around you. You can see that there are small little windows in the top deck and the second floor as well, the engine deck. And looking out, you see darkness. But in the very faint distance, you see this almost silvery veil of colors far in the distance. You also can see the disc-shaped world of Evrand beneath you, kind of floating, kind of tipping up and down. You also see, possibly close by, it's hard to tell with the depth in space, a large white rock that you all know as the moon. And far behind it, an even larger, bright red star known as the sun. The ship currently is coasting very slowly upwards after going out of the atmosphere. And now, all of you realize you've gotten to the Astral Sea. Now what? You are in what is known as a Nautiloid, with no direction, no map. I'd like to ask the party, what do you want to do?
Does this thing have GPS or, no? All right.
You want to make an investigation check?
No.
I mean, we could check to see if there is a map on the ship.
I mean, Gideon was gonna disconnect from the ship and make sure it doesn't just start falling or anything, make sure it's stable.
Yeah, autopilot.
But he would suggest that we all split up and maybe check each deck of the ship just for any supplies or anything in general that could help us.
Okay. I will say, just as a general thing, all of you can make investigation checks.
That was bad. I don't know, mine rolled. Why is mine rolling twice? I don't know. I didn't mean to.
Mine didn't go through, John, but what did I get? What happened to it?
Did you click the thing?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was. I'm sorry, John. I don't remember. I rolled
okay.
a 5.
I can see it in the log.
7.
I
So
think.
7.
Okay, so I'll just go down the list of, Enid,
15.
Rian,
3, sorry.
Yursa,
11.
Basil,
7.
Gideon,
11.
Jack.
7.
It makes sense. As Gideon, you do feel as you are on the helm, this all seems to be controlled with your mind. As soon as you sit down and attune to this helm, you basically can steer the ship in any direction, just thinking in the direction. As soon as you get up, you do feel that the ship kind of stops. So you sit back down and then you think autopilot. And then the ship starts going slowly.
This
As-
is sick.
Nick, we're in space. Stop it.
Autopilot to where?
Just we're on cruise
Straight
control,
forward.
baby.
Cruise control.
It's fine. Control, yeah.
Cruise control, hands off the wheels.
So as all of you unpause the game, you can move your characters around
Move about the
if
cabin.
you wish. With your investigation checks, the ship is obviously alien to all of you. Everything inside of here is very organic. It doesn't look like there are buttons or levers or switches. It looks like everything is made out of this organic material, almost like the inside of a brain.
Nice.
And as you walk around, you can ascertain from all of your investigations the simple things. Going to the cargo deck, where you would see the fuel lines for these engines, you can see this pulsating red liquid. You can tell that 2 of those reservoirs are gone, completely depleted. There's 2 left that are about halfway full. You can also tell that the ship has sustained significant damage. Now, getting a cursory glance at it, there are cracks and things don't look to be in place, and you can tell that this ship probably crash landed. But because of how it was made and how sturdy it is and who made it, it somehow still works. In this bottom deck here, yes, there are these pink pools. Those are depleted. Those don't look to have any of the liquid that they did. You can still see faint, the faint liquid in there, kind of droplets and drips of it, but there's nothing inside of these. It doesn't look like you need those to make the ship function either. I will say on the engine deck, Enid, with your 15, you can tell that those reservoirs lead up to this main section of the engine where you can basically monitor your fuel. You can tell that there are these 2 control pads, so to speak. They look a little bit different than the rest of the ship, but they look like, again, everything is organic, and where there are not buttons, but there are these indents where you could possibly place your hand into some sections, and there does look to be a central platform on one of them where a hand could go, like a solid surface, like almost a stone.
She'll put her hand in it to see what happens.
Okay, so as you place your hand there, what you see is it kind of pushes in slightly, and behind you, where this engine section is, there's this writhing of mass that turns into what almost looks like a table. And I will say the rest of you could probably be around to see this. But as the table kind of congeals into place, you can see that it not a hologram but it looks like this sort of magic kind of emanates off of it and shows a slight map. But you can see as the map is shown, it's glitching and it doesn't seem to be keeping form. Gideon, make an intelligence check.
11.
11. Enid, as your hand is still there, and you can see this arcane magic kind of glitching out, and you can see a somewhat sort of map, possibly. You see very quickly the moon and the sun to the left of the ship. You see Evrand, or it labeled as prime material. You can see southward of the ship, and then far, far in the distance, you see this city that has a label of Stellaris, as it is northward of the ship. And as you're still holding your hand there, you watch it almost crack, and kind of the arcane magic kind of breaks, and there are these small, like, arcane prestidigitation sparks that you can see as the map kind of dissipates and decays. With your intelligence, Gideon, you're able to commit that to memory slightly. You know you probably just have to go north for right now, but you don't know how far. You don't know any other direction than forward. But you know that there is a landmass forward.
Alright, well, it's a start at the very least.
If we run out of fuel, do we just fall endlessly?
Let's not find out.
I just don't. Does anyone know about the Astral Sea at all? I don't know.
I know
I
a
don't
bit
want
about
to
the astral.
pretend I know.
I know a bit from legends, but direct contact like this has not been made in some time, not on a grand, wide scale at the very least. In terms of how this ship works, I know even less.
I mean, it clearly needs repairs. Maybe whenever we either hit that land on the map or run into another friendly ship, we can get some advice and maybe some stuff to repair it.
Well, not sure how well I'd account for that. Anyone that would be friendly enough to trade would most likely be other Illithid, who would probably be very upset that we commandeered this. But, as I said, there's much to discover here. Let's head to this Stellara and see where to go from there.
Works for me.
So
I'm
I would
up
ask, does anyone go outside?
Can we? Is there like, is it, okay. Would they know about breathing in space? Is that an option?
I feel like, I mean, when Yersa grabbed her staff, wherever they were essentially in somewhere in the Astral Sea, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So would she
yeah.
know that breathing on the ship is okay? Or
Possibly.
is it not okay? I guess we'll find it.
I also
I
don't
mean-
know if there's an assumption that we couldn't breathe.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
us as humans know that we can't breathe in space, but I don't think
Yeah, is
anyone
the
here would
science
assume.
there yet in this world?
Yeah, they'd just
Probably
be like,
not.
yeah, why wouldn't we be able to breathe?
Right, yeah.
Why would there not be air there?
Right.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Enid's probably would join whoever else wants to, like, just to, like, get a lay of the land. Maybe there's a better view they can get besides outside of the windows. So.
All right, as you walk outside, roll a Constitution check.
Rolling.
You can hold your breath for how long? So down here is this oh yeah, both of these are doors to the outside. So as you walk towards them, they kind of just open on their own.
Wait, which one's on which deck? I'm sorry.
There's one here, and then there's one here.
It's not loading for me. I'll just use my imagination. Oh wait, I found it. It's loading now for me. Gotcha.
Okay. So as the two of you would walk outside, first thing that you see is the expanse of space and the voidless nothingness. But also what you see is this slight translucent dome around the ship that seems to be encapsulating, and with a quick glance you can probably ascertain that it's keeping the air in here.
Yep.
Okay. So, as the two of you are outside and the rest of you are inside the cabins and the various decks, Gideon, are you taking the helm and starting to fly?
Yes.
Sail, I guess?
Sail. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it possible to get to this spiky thing right here? I don't know if you can see me clicking on it.
Yeah, you could climb up from that leads to the top deck, the command deck.
Okay.
So you could climb up.
Ursa's gonna druid craft a bunch of daisies and like daisy chain them together to make a little flag of flowers. Because like we're sailing a really scary ship, so like maybe if they see our like friendly flag, okay, they'll be like, oh, they're nice, Illithid. Let's make friends. So like that's what she's doing. That's her little project, okay?
Amazing. I
And
love
like
that.
she's gonna knit together all these little flowers, and in the center, do we have a symbol, guys? What's our symbol? What's our like insignia?
We do
Skull and
not have a
crossbones.
symbol.
A ghost.
We can make one.
Kayla,
Headset
Kayla,
died.
are you saying anything?
Her headset died.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. No,
Oh
we
no.
still can't hear you.
Nope.
Wait
No.
for it.
Oh no.
Rachel, help
Hello?
her.
There we go.
Hey, there we hear
Okay,
you.
hi, okay. Well, I don't know what I would have said. My headset died. That was awkward. I'm sorry.
The
I'll just,
insignia.
okay, well, if no one has one, she's just gonna put a giant I with the capital letter.
Oh, I was like, that
Oh,
might
I
be
thought
a
it was like
friendly
an
thing.
eye.
Just the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, just for now. That's it.
People are gonna be like, I.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pirates say, right?
I mean, we're kind of piratey.
We did steal the
So.
ship.
Cool.
It's commandeer
Got
when it's a ship. It's commandeer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
We didn't steal anything.
It's
Sure.
come on, dear.
Also,
Ah.
are the tentacles in front of this thing like Zoidberging their way through space?
Yep. They're
Nice.
like writhing and like almost like swimming through.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a really gross ship, guys.
Yeah, that's really
It's really
sick.
disgusting.
No, we're gonna make it super cute. Those are gonna be vines with flowers at the end of them by the time we're done with this shit. So,
Oh,
anyway,
no,
just,
let's talk
uh,
serious.
we run out of fuel and then we just get a new ship.
That could work too. We could just get a different ship.
But
By the way, we saw the map, but like we don't see this like landmass that we're heading north towards, right?
no.
Like it's really far away still. Okay.
Yep.
I think while on, because I know Enid and Ursa went outside. I think Gideon would call Basil over and he would ask if she could go get those two and bring them back real quick.
Yeah. She's going to do it.
Cool.
Unless you wanted like a conversation.
No,
otherwise she
nope,
would've
just-
gone. Okay.
I assume they come.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cruise control, real quick. Another recurring joke that's gonna be on this show, but Gideon's gonna look to the three of them. I was thinking about what happened yesterday in the dream realm of Ishna. I think the mistake came in having me go first, but I still think the idea should be explored. And I think the three of you might be key in making that happen. All three of you have the ability to go into a trance, and the rings that you share give you a sense of each other's life force, correct?
The bracelets, yes. If you hold that,
Bracelets, my bad.
You can feel each other's heartbeats.
blood and life is powerful in magic. Much can be done with it. If you're willing, perhaps the next time the three of you or any of you go into a trance, if you have the bracelets on, I'd like to see if you can use that connection to try and reach out to one another. To see if you can bring each other into your own dreaming.
I think that's a really good idea. Maybe a little scary, but if it works, then we know we have quite literally a lifeline.
Ishna's not after you. I don't think that she'll make a move on you.
Right, but we do know that she can come into our and whether or not she's going to hurt us, she might try to use one of us to get to you, but I don't say that as if I'm not willing to take the risk. I think it is an important risk to take, but I don't want to speak for everyone. Enid, Basil, what do you think?
Well, Gideon took the jump first. I'm willing to do the same for the sake of, trying this out, specifically for you, Gideon. Maybe not my dreams, but I'm willing to go to someone else's.
I think no matter what, we need to... I think it would be best if we partnered up, instead of all of us worrying about every single person. We have two people that just keep tabs on one another. And I think that that could make it easier to, not get sidetracked, or hopefully we can all stay on whatever specific course that we're going on. So I think it would be good to maybe practice as much as possible so that when it gets to the real thing, we all kind of know what to expect.
It's my belief after our experiment yesterday that the dream realm is capable of much. And while we have not tapped into its power ourselves, I scraped it yesterday, and he'll pull out the, what was it, a blue apple that he created?
Great.
I was still able to make this enough of a reality to bring it back to the material plane. If those of you, not myself, but if you're able to go in and start tapping into this power to actually use dreams against Ishna, she is still a being of one conscious and one thought. Perhaps the ideas and power of the six of us would overwhelm her even in her own realm.
I mean, I think it's a great line of thought if it works. I mean, we know that pulling her out of that world is going to make her weak. But I think it might take all of us to do so. I can't help but notice your apple is a very strange color.
What's wrong with blue?
It's one of my favorite colors, but that's not the color of an apple.
Didn't John, not just the blue apple come out of the dream, but also the arm of Ishna that was stuck in Gideon's chest?
Yep.
Okay, so we do have confirmation that,
Yeah.
that definitely can happen. So, cool.
As I said, sometimes you try things and nothing comes of it, but I believe it's still a path worth checking further.
I'm willing tonight when I go into a trance to test it. I can reach out to the both of you and see if I can manage to pull someone in.
And if it works, maybe we can try it again with Enid and me, just to make sure that it's, I don't know, a one-off situation of luck. We can feel confident with it if everybody's fine with that.
I agree.
So-
I'm a bigger fan of going after somebody than waiting for them to come after us. So we should try all angles. We're not only going after Ishna with a ship in the astral sea, but we're also not afraid of her in her dreams or our dreams. I like that.
We can
John-
start with Yusa. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Like, what? I mean, it's the astral sea now, but I mean, like, what time was it when we left the material plane?
Let's see, what was the events? You went to Lady Gemcloak, and then you went back to Aelden, talked to Silas, went into a dream realm. That whole thing happened. You haven't rested since then, I believe.
Not
Went
yet.
straight to the Underdark. So it was probably late afternoon.
Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to get to Stellara before people need to rest, so just let me know what you find. I will need someone to cover me for a few hours when I rest later.
That's fine. I can cover you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Gideon will go back to flying if unless someone has anything to say to him.
Okay.
Cool.
I would like all of you to place your tokens on the map where you currently are.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You're
god,
still-
Gak's out of the bubble! He's gonna die! Oh, he's back in.
I think Enid would join Gak and Yursa out on the deck too. It's really pretty. So.
Okay.
Just
Ryan,
vibe on that
Ryan's in the engine deck.
Yeah, man, he's curious.
Gak, Yursa, and Enid are all at different places on the deck.
one. We ain't chatting. We looking at stars. We have
Where's Basil at? In the prison.
We're so spread out.
Right at home.
Just the long drag of the characters going down is so funny.
No, she's just taking a look. What is this prison like? Just in case we need to.
My vote is still swimming pool and 6 jacuzzis.
Yes.
8 jacuzzis. Oh my god.
It smells real bad in the prison.
Okay.
Just putting that out there. There's brain juice in there.
Probably.
So, as you all are flying through space, that's so weird to say. Those who are inside can still see outward, just not as well. You can still see the stars in the distance and the moon and the sun. You can see Evrand getting further and further away, slightly. When you're looking at things in space, it looks like they're not moving. And that is only because of how vast and void this area is. There's so much infinite space that getting further and further away from objects doesn't seem like you are getting further from them. But you know you are. But as you go further and further into darkness, kind of faintly seeing this silvery veil of slight colors in the distance, going in the direction of where you think this city of Stellaris is. Those outside of the deck, after what could be a couple hours, it's hard to tell. You start to see a shift in the coloration around you. There's once darkness, these very faint clouds of color start to kind of crest past the ship. The ship is not moving fast. Well, it seemed it's not. But you can see these small, tiny glimpses of stars move past the ship at an enormous speed. You can tell that you are traveling very fast at this point. But it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're floating. Gak, you would be the first one to see it, followed by Yersa, then Enid. These shapes in the distance that look to be swimming in the sea. They look small at first, but then as you get closer, they are gargantuan. As you start to see what could be described as a whale. These dark gray skin that leads to, it looks like a whale's body. These 3 bright white eyes on each side. You can start to hear them as you get closer. You hear in the nothingness of space, other than the ship that is flying, there's been no sound up till this point. But you can see 3, 4, 7 of these things in a school as you see these swimming through space.
Oh, it's just.
Oh, whoops. I mean, as you see... Oh, wait, no.
Or am I just blind?
It's black.
It loaded
Oh.
for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
what in the Fantasia?
You're so
Oh my
Look at him.
god.
You're so funky. I want to hug him.
Gak is like yelling at everyone to come out.
Yersa, get in and get Brienne.
Gak's just like up and running, trying to get everybody.
Yeah, you're so definitely go gather people to come look at the pretty.
Oh
friend.
yeah. Oh yeah. Making sure everyone can see this. Wow.
So everyone comes out to the deck.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. You're just gonna cast speak with animals and yell at them. I don't know if this is gonna work because these are space things, but they're animals, so. Hi.
As you cast speak with animals and say this, there's no response back, but you see one of them start to slowly swim in the direction of the nautiloid, kind of tumbling and doing almost like a corkscrew in space towards the ship as it comes right next to the ship, and its 3 eyes peer about 10 feet away from your ship, just kind of looking at you as it's swimming through.
This
It
is
doesn't
great.
respond, but it seems like it understood you.
Oh.
I mean, yours is just in bliss, and she's just going to observe. Because these are big animals, and you don't want to, like,
Yes, sir.
poke them, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you tell them that I think that they're beautiful?
Yes. Hello, my friend here thinks you're very beautiful.
The eyes blink slowly, and you see it kind of swim faster in front of the ship. You see the tail almost hits the ship, but it gracefully misses, as you can see what looks like 2 smaller versions of these creatures swim up next to it, kind of barreling around its mother.
What did it say?
It hasn't said anything yet, has it, John? Well, I don't think it's said much yet, but they seem to be very happy.
Maybe they can't talk.
Maybe. Your children are lovely.
You see that they just kind of swim near the ship again and then kind of join back into their flock as they continue to swim through the sea of stars. You see them swimming for the next couple hours along the ship, as eventually you see them pressed around and these portals open and they disappear as the portals disappear, and these creatures are gone.
Sad that
Oh,
no one we know knows that these things exist. Right?
probably for the best.
Lady Gemcloak knows.
Mm.
Curious minds can be dangerous.
I
True.
don't know. Sharing beauty. You know.
Mm.
I mean, no one we know is able to come up here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess just feeling lucky that we got to even see it.
You'll have a story to tell when you get back.
To tell you guys. I don't talk to other people.
You can talk to me if you want to. You already talked to me, so I don't need to say
We can
anything.
chat more
Okay.
often, Basil.
Also, Enid said, talk to you guys, and I think that you're part of that.
Yeah. I meant more so like separately.
Well, you can talk to me too, Enid.
I'll talk to everybody.
I'm going back inside.
Enid, only you hear this, but you hear. I mean, you can talk to me too.
I always talk to you,
Aw.
I know.
but I like talking to you.
By the way, you're in the Astral Sea?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. We vibing out here. Never been here before, but you know that.
Yes, I do know that.
Have you ever been here before?
Yeah,
Oh. What do you think of the Astral Sea?
beautiful. Dangerous in some parts, but I love it.
Kind of relaxing so far.
Well,
Weird.
you're lucky right now. Just be careful.
Is there something we should, besides Ishna and brain people, something else we should keep an eye out for?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things in the astral. Everything.
Oh, but
is
the
in the astral
whales?
sea.
The whales are safe?
The whale, yeah, they're called Kendori.
Oh. That's good to know.
They're peaceful.
Kendori. I'll tell Gideon, because I think he'll tell other people, like, you know, important research people.
I didn't want to say, we're not gonna. I have some things I want to talk to you about,
Okay.
but I don't think now is a good time.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, you know where to find me or how. Haha. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I believe you as well.
Just stay safe, all right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely the goal. So,
Well, I'll talk to you soon.
yeah. Whenever.
Obviously, I'm around if you want to talk.
Yeah. This is what we do.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. All right.
All good.
Yeah. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
And then there's silence.
Furrows her brow.
I would like Nick to roll a d10.
Oh no.
Just a D10.
Hmm?
Seven.
Okay. I would like Joe to roll a d100.
Okay. 3.
3. Damn.
Should
All
have
right.
been a
Wow.
cleric.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, you weren't trying to use divine intervention, but it happened anyway.
That'd be awesome.
The god's like, "What do you want?" And you're like, "I don't know."
Honestly, I never thought
Called
I'd
me
get
and you
this
didn't have
far.
a request in mind. Do you have any idea how busy I am?
You accidentally called me.
Grateful.
It was a
prick.
butt dial. I'm sorry.
Butt dialing. Your
Do you have any idea how much power it costs just for us to talk?
I'm
The
actually
world
an
will collapse.
atheist, so this was an accident.
I would like to ask, I mean, at this point, you are flying through space. You guys can talk amongst yourselves, unless there's nothing to talk about in which we can move forward.
I did have one thing.
All right.
Gak goes and finds Rian wherever he is.
Yeah, I think that Rian is near the engine, because I think that whatever magical mystery that's fueling the ship is interesting to Rian, even though he might not understand it.
Gotcha. But Gak goes up to Rian.
Hey, what are you? Hey, it's Gak. What are you looking at?
I don't know, honestly. I assume it's the engine of the ship. It could also be a strange living organism, and I would have no idea.
I don't know either.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show you something.
Okay,
So can you follow me?
that I can.
Okay.
And Gak will lead Rian out to one of the decks, probably down where Gak was, all the way at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And Gak just points, like presents the end of the deck.
This is very nice.
Yeah, so what was supposed to be here, I looked around, I couldn't find it, so I figured that you just had it, but I was gonna put your paints and your stuff here, because I thought it would be cool if we could paint the stars and stuff, but I couldn't find them. So this is where they were gonna be if I could have found them and set them up already.
That's all right. I keep them on my person because I don't want anybody to try and take them. So it's a good thing you came and found me.
I remember them being on Hikari, but I couldn't get inside your bracelet.
Yeah, it's a perfect fortress. Only I can access. Until summon Hikari to open the saddlebags. And he'll let Hikari walk around the deck, get some fresh air, stretch the haunches. And then, yeah, Gak and Rian can do a little painting in the Astral Sea.
Okay. Obviously, no check needed. It is Rian. You're finding yourself having to commit to memory the section you are painting, as you start to paint and then look back. It's slightly changed, and then you go to paint, and then it is even changed even more. So it's a little bit more of a difficult process of painting the Astral Sea, but you are able to, and you now have an otherworldly painting as part of your collection at this point.
All right. What does Gax look like?
What does Gax look like?
Gax is just a bunch of different colors that are all blending together, and then he has a one of them that's meant to be the stars, and he's just like just tapping it a bunch, and then he tries to draw a little whale friend.
Does it look like this I don't know if you'll remember this, but in Avatar: The Last Airbender, in the episode The Sword Master, when Sokka has to draw the cliffside and he draws like a rainbow or like he draws this, I don't know, I'll send the photo, but that's what I'm imagining right now.
I'm trying to look it up. It sounds familiar, but I can't remember exactly what it looked like. Oh, yeah, just like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I just found it. That's exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's definitely that. I mean, it looks like space, but it's not where we currently are.
Yeah. So if after Gak finishes, and so does Rian will say, well, that is a very good painting, Gak. You should be very proud of yourself. I think you really caught the majesty of it. The whimsy, too.
Thank you. I don't know what those words mean, but I like yours a lot.
Thank you. It's very pretty, and it's fun.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about this place.
It is very fun. Hopefully it stays fun.
Yeah. I know that, like, everything's kind of new to me. Like, everywhere we go, I see a new type of person and see new stuff. When we went to the ice place, that was really new.
Mm-hmm.
But this is it's a little confusing.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming.
There's, like, nothing that's even familial.
You know what? That is also true.
It's weird.
It is very weird. But we're together. We're here with a purpose, and we'll make it out the other end.
That's true. You guys are all very familial.
Thank you, Gak. You realize what you just said, right?
I don't know.
I know it may have been a mistake, but it sounded like you said that all of us are like family. So, thank you. Even if it's not what you meant, I agree.
Well, maybe it wasn't a mistake. I didn't try to say that, but maybe it wasn't a mistake, you know?
Just like when it comes to painting, I found with you, Gak, there are a lot of happy accidents.
Sometimes you're supposed to say stuff wrong.
Exactly. Wonderful.
Well, I'll let you go back to not understanding stuff. I'm gonna lay down here and look up.
Yep. Gaze at the stars, they'll never be closer. With that, Rian will take Gak's painting. He'll put it with the rest of them in the folder. It goes in Hikari's saddle.
The manila envelope.
You think I'm joking? I think Gak would see he's got like a leather case that he puts the paintings in and puts it in one of the saddlebags. He's got like 15 paintings in there right now. Good.
You know, I have a bag of holding. You could get one of those.
No, it's okay.
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 All right. So, I would like to ask the party at this point. Again, it's hard to tell how many hours it's been, but all of you are starting to get tired. Is there anything else you want to do before you all turn in for the night?
I mean, just a point of order. Gideon's gonna push through to make sure the ship is being manned, and then
Okay.
when Basil wakes up, she'll take over for him, so
Mm.
he'll stay awake.
Okay. So Gideon's
Um,
on first watch, and then
Yeah, Basil will take
Basil.
second. Before Basil goes to bed, she's just going to be selfish and try to talk to her mom.
Okay. What do you say?
Hi mom. Never thought I'd be here in the Astral Sea. There are a lot of dangers that are coming toward us. So, some insight or guidance would be nice, mostly because you're probably more well versed in this than I am. Seeing as how I'm sure you still are involved with things that die in this plane, as well as ours. But also, I just want to take advantage of our ability to at least talk now, even if it's going to inherently make things difficult in the long run. Anyway, that's mostly it. I love you and I miss you.
I miss you as well. I cannot believe you're in the Astral Sea.
I know! Who would have thought I'd make it here? Not me.
Basil, in a flash, you see a cacophony of raven feathers
Oh.
as standing in front of you, running towards you through the feathers. The Raven Queen puts her arms around you.
Basil's hugging her back.
Why? Why are you in the Astral Sea?
My friend Gideon. And just to save time for the game, Basil's going to as quickly summarize what's going on, and the kind of ideas that we're going to go about doing this. But that's what we're trying to do, at least, and hopefully we're not completely out of a league with everything that's going on.
I would be lying if I didn't tell you that, there are many things out here that I know you all cannot handle. The Astral Sea is a dangerous place. It is lawless. It is uncharted territory even to the gods. All of this, most of this, was here before we were. However, you being here means I can talk to you more.
Does this affect the planes at all? Being here and us talking?
Technically, no. It's reaching through the divine gate onto the prime material that affects it. But you are past the divine gate.
So what you're saying is I should just live here?
No.
Oh.
There is a reason the gods created the prime material. A reason that the divine gate exists. This place is not meant for all of you.
Do you worry for us?
I worry for all of you all of the time, no matter where you are.
Is there anything that you think we should specifically know about or keep an eye out for? Besides, of course, our mission here, what we're doing.
You must always keep a keen eye on the horizon. You must always expect that anyone is against you.
Even whales that go through portals, because we saw those.
Except for the Kindori. The
Yeah, they were
wildlife
really
of the Astral
cute.
Sea is mostly harmless. There has been sometimes known for them to accidentally eat a ship or two.
Yeah, accidents. That happens.
The pleasantries of the prime material are lost in every place you visit here.
I don't know if you know much about Ishna, but is there any advice that you could possibly give us?
I know of her, but I do not know much. She exists outside of the realm of the gods.
I call her Tree Clown.
That is a funny name.
I thought so. Thank you.
From what I know of Ishna, she is very powerful. Can control dreams. But anything that is living can be killed. I have
That's true.
faith. As much as I very much enjoy you in the Astral Sea, being able to see you, please do not make this journey a long one.
But trying not to. Mostly just here to fix what's going on with Gideon and then getting out.
To your statement earlier, I do not jurisdict the deaths of everyone in the Astral Sea. There is a part that the gods do not reach. Ishna is past that. If any of you were to die, I would not see you. You would be consumed by the sea itself.
No afterlife.
No.
Well, that's not fun. Luckily, I'm able to revivify people, but I cannot revivify myself.
Well, stay away from danger and you'll be fine.
You know us, that's easier said than done, Mother.
Yes.
I do have something to tell you, though. Something fun.
Yes.
So I met someone.
I know.
She's really nice, and she's really funny and very different but similar to me. And she apparently has nightmares, but whenever we like when we sleep together, but like actual sleep, she doesn't have her nightmares.
You see that the Raven Queen, whose face normally doesn't show emotion, when she talks, her mouth doesn't move. Her face is almost like a mask. But you can see as you're explaining all of this slight smile start to form as she says,
I'm so glad to see you happy.
I just hope it works out, you know. be excited about someone and the possibility of them not feeling the same way is really difficult.
Well, you must not burden yourself with that type of thinking. I'm sure she feels the same way.
Do you think I should tell her?
If you're ready.
I don't know if there's ever a ready time, I think.
You'll know.
You're right.
I'm so proud.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be your daughter. I get it from you.
And I am happy to be your mother. Now, I must leave, as I do have, well, a job to do.
Right, yes. You're a god and have to help dead people, so I get it.
Be safe. I am always watching over you.
I will be. I'll let you know if I make it. Bad joke. I'm sorry. Bad joke.
She grabs you to hug, and you feel the cold body turn warm as she hugs you, as
Ow.
she turns into raven feathers that kind of float down and just fall onto the deck.
That's cute. As always, Basil's gonna pick up a feather and put it in her pocket.
Okay. So, with that, if there's nothing else anyone would like to do, we will start with the first watch. Gideon.
Are
I'd like
we?
you to roll a.
Oh, I just want to know if we're gonna try and do the dream trio thing. Since Basil's on second watch, are we doing that on first watch?
I mean, yeah, that I'm okay with that. Like, Urso is gonna try as soon as she goes into her trance. So if that's okay with you, John.
Yeah.
I
So,
didn't. Yeah. I just.
so before you guys go to sleep, you guys are going to try to connect to each other in your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our trance or whatever. Yes.
Okay.
Do we have to sleep like holding hands? What should we try?
Let's do that. That
Look,
sounds
it is up to you
fine.
guys.
I think that's cute. Holding hands.
Okay.
I feel like Yrsa should be in the center, since we're trying to go into her dream, so she has like a hand on both Basil and Enid.
Yeah.
Okay. And is everyone standing around to watch this, or is this just...
The girlies.
Yeah,
That
maybe
doesn't
we're just,
matter.
like,
Anybody
giving it a
can
shot,
go.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, they'll hear it. They'll
Yeah.
know.
Probably.
Just
So,
screaming.
all three of you just trance, right?
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
elves.
Yeah, you're all else. Okay. So I will say, first one to dream. Enid.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, what is Enid dreaming of?
Night. I think it's actually not a bad dream again, since she's like not by herself and she feels like a connection to people. And I think she's dreaming that she is swimming with the whales in space.
Okay. So as you are dreaming and you kind of open your eyes and you can see the Kandori, those whales swimming next to you for effect. You swimming through, you kind of grab the back of one and you just start to like, almost like when people grab sharks or whales and they kind of just swim with them in the water. You're doing that, except you are minuscule to these creatures.
Yeah.
So you are able to actually stand and just hold on to the large fin of this whale and just stand as you coast through the astral sea. In your dream, you see planets and universes and galaxies just passing by as the Kandori dips down and a portal opens, goes through the portal, go onto another side, and you see colors. prismatic array of hues, of reds and purples and greens and blues, and you see a school of hundreds of these Kandori swimming in unison together. Girsa, I would like you to make a wisdom check.
Do my best. Sorry, I couldn't find wisdom for some reason.
You're good.
It's at the top.
Okay. As you start to fall asleep, you open your eyes, and you are on the back of a Kandori,
Yay!
holding on as it swims through, and you look around. This isn't what you initially thought you'd be dreaming of. And you look to your left, and Enid, you see Yrsa.
Yep. She waves. Can you hear me? Can she hear me?
Can I hear her?
Very faintly, but yes.
It worked!
Yay!
Woohoo!
And yours is gonna like feel her bracelet and see if she can feel Enid's heartbeat.
I mean,
Do
I
you
feel like-
wish to feel Enid's heartbeat?
I do wish to feel her heartbeat.
Okay. With your wisdom check, that dream becomes a reality, and you can indeed
Oh.
feel her heartbeat.
nice. Oh wow, it's a reality. I feel like it's like kind of like when you're excited to go on a fun ride, like at a roller coaster. You know, that anticipation kind of heartbeat. So it's like quicker, but not like anxious or scared. It's just like
Adrenaline.
we're on rails. We did the dream thing.
Yeah.
Things are working. It's not bad. Like
Basil,
Yes.
make a wisdom check.
Wisdom. She's too distracted by her bird mom.
What is Basil dreaming about?
Basil is dreaming about her being back in her garden. It's luscious and it's just like she remembered it before everything happened.
So as you were there in your garden, picking flowers and pruning weeds, and kind of tending to everything, you're looking down. Enid and Yrsa, as you were flying through space on these Kandoris, you watch in front of you the astral sea start to turn into blue sky and clouds as there is a cross as the Kandori fly through galaxies into what looks like prime material. Now they sail above the ground. You can see the green grass and the mountains of that of Valamine. As they swim further and further, you see Wodale. Wodale is in a state that you have not seen it before. It is pristine. There is no hole leading to darkness. There is a hut, a house, and a large garden. And you look down and you can see Basil. And as you try to call out to her, Basil, you do not hear them or see them.
Nope.
But as the two of you call out to her, Basil would like you to make another wisdom check. As the dreams collide.
God, what is my problem today?
You hear Enid. Enid, what would you call out to Basil as you pass by her?
I guess she would say something like, "Look up! We're right above you! Basil, it's working!"
Basil, as you look up, you hear something. It's just birds
I'm a bird.
flying overhead. You see Basil look up to the two of you, and you're waving. You can tell Basil doesn't see you.
I don't think we're as connected to Basil somehow.
I think we just need a way to really get her attention.
Should we jump down?
Yes, maybe if we get closer, that'll work.
So you
Can
jump?
we? Yes, but as we jump, Yursa's gonna like grab Enid's hand and dream that we're floating down. And like we're floating down.
Wisdom
Yeah.
check with advantage, because Enid would be helping.
Oh yeah. Okay. One. Oh well. I'll take the one. But I'll roll
Okay.
again.
Tell her she's pretty. That would work. Nice.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
So as you
so
grab
wise.
Enid's hand and dream that you fall slowly, you jump off, and just like Mary Poppins, start to float down.
Oh, cute.
As the Kandori make their way up into the sky and disappear, you are now on the prime material in Basil's garden. You see Basil.
She's just picking flowers and weeds.
Can Enid try and like tap her or like get her like? Can she physically interact with Basil? Maybe take her hand or something.
You can try.
She tries it.
As you go to place your hand on her, make a wisdom check.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm not.
I believe in you.
It's a check. Are you sure? Just a check. Oh my.
Yep.
A 4.
It passes through her.
Maybe I'm dreaming of Basil and this isn't actually her.
Well, maybe we just gotta be a little bit more aggressive. And you're just gonna go and like try to grab her by her shoulders. Basil, we are speaking to you in your dream.
One final wisdom check.
This is so aggressive.
Tell her she's pretty. We could also try and feel her heartbeat. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, we didn't
15.
even try that. We're just grabbing her.
As you go to grab Basil, you find purchase on her shoulders, and Basil, you feel hands on your shoulders.
This is Basil's used to it due to spirit, so she's probably just like, "Ah, get off." She keeps like picking flowers.
Oh, Basil, it's us. Look, we did it.
Hi. Hello.
Basil, you hear them, and you turn around, and you see them.
We did it.
We did
We're
it?
sharing a dream right now.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to my garden. This is what it was supposed to look like.
This is
Not much
absolutely
nicer than the
lovely.
shithole we found.
Goodness.
I agree. Yes.
As you look around, all of you, you can see that the sky has changed. You are back in the astral sea, but Basil's garden is now on the back of a Kandori flying through space, as the dreams have fully merged together.
Oh,
That's so
nice.
funny.
Okay, well, step one, we figured it out kind of. It's just it takes a lot of concentration and it's kind of like touching both of their bracelets, understanding that we are all here and connected. But it does take a lot of mental fortitude to get to this.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take for you to get to me?
Well, yours was a little harder.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were. I was just dreaming about you, honestly. So,
Oh.
but now we have to do the next step of we have to like create things, right? Like make things happen, right?
Yes.
So we could take it out of our dream and make it real.
Correct. You go
What
first.
Oh. Ooh, I want chocolate pie.
A chocolate pie appears.
Oh. Oh, that wasn't too hard.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. I want a giant sheep.
A giant sheep appears. It is 20 feet tall.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. You're just gonna hug the sheep. Okay, Basil, it's your turn.
I would, a bag of bones.
Above you, Basil, a bag of bones opens up and rains down and falls on the ground.
It worked!
Oh yes, bones.
Okay, now we just have to wake up and take these things out, right?
Yes, yes, we do.
All right, now the
Okay,
wake
everyone,
up part.
grab your things. Come on, Mr. Sheep.
Basil puts her
We gotta bring the sheep.
bones back in the bag.
All right. So, maybe what we should do is how we came in together. We should leave together. So we should all take hands
Okay.
while holding your stuff too.
Right. Yeah.
And on the count of 3, we're all going to wake up.
Wait,
Ready?
what are we? How are we doing that?
I don't know.
Okay.
What
Alright.
if we just like squeeze each other's hands as hard as we can, and then maybe we'll feel it in our actual bodies, and that'll wake us up?
Or combination of these things. Squeezing each other's hands, keeping connected, and we jump. Because you know that feeling when you're falling and then you wake up?
Yes.
That's true. But does the sheep have to jump?
I mean, the sheep, it's our dream. We can make it jump, right?
yes.
That's true. That's true.
Can we imagine a leash for the sheep?
You hear
Absolutely.
Oh, I
Perfect.
love him. I love it. I love it.
He's
I love
ready to jump.
it. Let's go.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
1, go.
Yay.
all of you wisdom checks.
Oh god.
Oh no. Oh, not bad.
Oh, rough stuff on my end.
9. Yeah, mine's not good either.
We didn't jump high enough, guys.
We're just
So all of you
falling.
jump, and Basil, you wake up on the other side with bones in your hands. You can see that Yrsa and Enid are not awake when they should be. Are you waking them up?
Basil's gonna wait for a second just to see if they can try again.
Okay. So on the dream realm, the sheep jumps, but because of your wisdom check, as it jumps, it just vanishes.
Oh no!
The same with
My
your
pie.
pie.
Oh,
But now
Bring
I
him
would like
back.
you, as you are now falling in space, to roll a second wisdom check, a second and final wisdom check.
okay. Wisdom's not my good realm. Okay. 13. Oh man.
Yrsa, you jump awake. Unfortunately, no sheep.
Yeah, so where's your sheep?
I don't think he's making it.
That's okay. I have my bones.
And Enid, you wake up a couple minutes later.
Oh, cool.
No pie.
Enid! Hi!
Hi.
Where's your pie?
Oh, it didn't make it.
It's okay, I have my bones.
Oh, good.
I'm deceased right now. Okay, well,
That felt
it
it's
worked.
successful. Yeah.
Well, at least we know it's possible. And if anything, we can bring the men in and
Right.
can try it again with them.
That's a good idea. And like you
I-
said, having oh sorry.
No,
Yours-
go ahead.
Well, at least if we have the pairs, it's like somehow we are still connected by the heartbeat, and that can help us know who's real and not, and you know, So
I just think we also have to keep in mind that a quick exit may not always be possible. Which can be a little scary if we're just not mindful of what we're creating. If we're creating these things, who knows what others are creating in here, so...
Well,
First test experiment done.
well, we can always make sure that whoever wakes up first, if it seems like no one else is going to wake up, it'll be their job to do that.
also, whenever we get to the level, if ever we get to the level of confidence and we actually do want to face Ishna, it may be a good idea to let Gideon go first and we all follow, so we actually trap Ishna. But we could talk about that later.
Maybe once we all kind of practice and have it down, then we can go over the initiative.
Baby steps.
Right.
I really wish I had that pie.
I really wanted the sheep.
Yeah.
I can bake pies.
Me too.
We could maybe bake together sometime.
Yeah, probably not soon. I don't know what kind of food we're working with up here, but yes,
Right.
I would love that. Oh, well, I'm going back to sleep. No dreaming this time. I'm thinking straight nap, so
Good
good night.
Basil will probably go see if her shift is up.
Well, the shifts start now. So, as all of you find rest, Gideon, I would like you to make a perception check.
Wow, 8. I've not rolled above a 5 all night.
I'd like everyone to put their tokens where they should be.
Where do we sleep at in this thing?
It's up to you.
Wherever
There's-
you want.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
wherever
I
you
didn't know
want.
if we've decided where sleeping quarters are. Is this the prison?
That's the engine room or the cargo.
Prison's the pink area.
Okay. Could we? Well, everyone's in here, so I guess we'll go in here.
Okay. Gideon, as you fly through space, in the astral sea, you can see the slight window in front of you, guiding you forward. No signs of anything. However, you do see all right. Flying through, almost like out of nowhere, this cluster of rocks appear. Oh, that's not the one. Jesus Christ. You see these what look like rocks. You can even hear them kind of hitting off the hull of the ship. You watch them just kind of hit and then just stay stationary, slowly moving in space. So you get a closer look. Doesn't look like rocks. It looks like wood. As you look closer, you notice that it looks like splintered wood, broken, destroyed. as you start to look around, again hearing the boom, boom. You look to your right, and not but 10 feet away, what looks like a galleon that you would see on the Prime Material. Masts and all, except this galleon is split in 3 pieces. Its masts completely destroyed. You can see bodies just floating in space. And then what you see is a horrible visage of a creature or creatures that kind of wrap around the ship, maneuvering around the wood pieces of this hull floating in space. They look like starfish, if made of organic plants. And you can see there are these thorns and spines wrapped around each one as they, with great speed, maneuver around this thing. You can see 3 of them kind of jump out of the ship and latch onto those beings that are those corpses floating as they kind of wrap around and start to drain the life out of this corpse in space. You see that 2 of them, this eye stalk pops out of the center, this elongated neck looking around. You see these 2 eyes that look in the direction as they push off the galleon and start floating in space towards the ship. What are you doing?
So I mean, you said there was kind of like a bunch of like splintered wood, but like nothing big enough minus the 3 big pieces of ship that Gideon would worry about, right?
Right. There is some debris in front of you.
I mean, not knowing how dangerous these things are, but knowing they're dangerous enough to potentially destroy a ship, I think he would immediately try to go faster and maybe just kind of have the ship duck down so that they go over the ship rather than into it.
Okay. So just for clarity, this is what they look like in the Foundry chat.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, they're kind of cute.
I forget what movie it is.
Disagree.
That has something look like it's like an alien movie where they're in a spacecraft and it like looks like this and it kills them all. Ryan Reynolds is in it.
Life.
It's like this. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's basically what these are. So you can. Yeah, it's that one. So you are diving down with the ship, maneuvering out of the way. So as you do that, everyone on the ship feels it bow straight down. All of you kind of get lifted off the ground slightly and poof, hit the ground. All of you waking up as Gideon, you are you trying to go faster?
I mean, he'd want to move down, and then when he straightened, like when he kind of went down, then he'd want to straighten out a path and then kind of go faster at that point.
Okay. So as you do that, you watch the creature, the 2, like they go over top missing. However, you see them turn in midair and using their 4 tentacled arms actually start swimming in space itself, and they are swimming fast.
Yeah,
you notice that if go ahead.
Yeah, definitely going faster at this point.
Okay. The ship starts to pick up. All of you who have now hit the ground and woken up, now you start to feel your body start to shift backwards as you start to slide across the ground as the ship picks up immense speed. If anybody were to run up to, actually, you guys are in the cargo deck, so you can see and hear the fuel lines get injected with more of this fuel to go faster. You can see the liquid start to lower and lower. Are the rest of you doing anything?
Yeah,
Basil's-
like
I was just gonna say Basil's running up to where Gideon is.
yeah, and looking out. You said there's like you could have a view, for the most part, from every deck of the ship.
Yeah, the command deck doesn't have windows in the back though. none of this has windows in the back. It's
So we don't
forward-facing.
see anything. We can just tell we're going faster.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, she would join Basil and whoever else to run up to Gideon and figure out what's going on.
As you run up, you hear this. As it starts to, you hear it running across the hull, the top of the ship. Is anyone doing anything?
I mean,
That's a great
Enid-
question.
Enid's about to run out to the deck and get that thing off our ship.
Okay.
Has it
You
been
run
a
out.
long rest? Because I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
So Enid, you run out and you see these creatures. One of them is going to definitely try and attack you. And for the sake of this, we're not rolling initiative.
Oh.
But it is going to attempt to attack you.
Okay.
Do they have little tokens so that we can see where they are?
Yeah, they're over here.
Wait, where am I? Where are you?
Make
Where
sure
are
they
they?
roll it with disadvantage.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
I need to get
So the
out.
first one rolled a 5.
Good.
Second one rolled a 5.
Nice.
They lash out. You see this horrible, almost like a branch tendril released from what could be their mouth towards you as you dodge, Enid. Are you striking back?
Yes, and while she strikes back, she's gonna be like, "A little help here!
Yeah,
You
you're
have
someone
pest
follow after.
control."
You're someone
Uh,
follow after.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully psychic damage is effective on them. She's gonna try her psychic blades first, and then if it seems not effective, then she will
Okay.
swap. So
Go ahead. Make some attacks.
All right, I think she only has 3, so she didn't do her boots of haste. And no sneak, so
Hits.
okay, 13.
The 13 does not hit. The 28 does.
Okay, and then 23.
That hits.
Okay, and so this would only, these two are only psychic damage, so now is the time to learn if it's
Okay.
working or
So
not.
as you throw the psionic blades up and they hit the creature, you see it cuts off one of its limbs, and the other one attaches and hits it where its chest might be. As they dissipate, you don't see that it has any resistance to psychic damage. As you hear this squeal from the creature as it actually releases itself from the ship, not because it wanted to, but because it lost a limb at this point. So it tries to grab back onto the ship. So as you do that, it looks like Rian, you ran out after Enid.
Yeah, I would, as I was running out there, I would activate the boots of flying, and then also the might of the Okunai, so I can stay away from them, kind of like pest control, and just like swipe at them, and they can't hit me. Yeah.
Yeah, make some attacks.
You got it, homie. Attack number 1. Oh, that was with the bow. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
It hits.
Yeah. Just for that would actually be 29, but that's okay. Okay, so damage on the first one. Plus a d6. Wow. 16 on the first one.
Yep.
On the second attack, looking at the 21.
Yep, that hits.
And then for damage, this will all be on this one. Well, the one Enid hit, whichever one that was.
Okay.
Then on the second one, you'd be looking at 17 damage.
Awesome. So this one also kind of releases and tries to grab on. They both do not grab on, and they kind of float behind the ship in space. As you run out there and get ready to attack one, you don't see them on top, but you do see them floating away. However, Gideon, what is your passive perception?
That would be 16.
And Gak, yours is what?
The passive perception?
Yeah.
23.
Okay. So, I assume you are up there with Gideon where everyone else was, correct?
Yeah.
So, Gak, you would see it first. In front of the ship, you see what you thought was just the darkness of the astral sea, but is actually thousands of these things that look like they're swimming in the direction of this ship.
Hey, Gideon.
Yeah.
It's 3-on-3.
Gideon's Gak's just pointing.
You see what he points at.
Oh shit.
Oh my Raven Queen.
Nice.
Gideon, what are you doing?
So I mean, they're all coming from like the front. Is there a direction to turn the ship where they're not?
It seems that they are coming from the front and starting to fan out.
Okay. Ugh.
Gideon, how do you control this thing?
Thought.
Can you think about like smacking them with the tentacles on the front or something?
That's a lot of them to smack.
Just go like.
Yeah, closing in.
Tell everyone to hold on now.
Everyone, hold on now, please.
What?
Gideon is going to try to make this thing go as fast as he can, but will try to have the tentacles bat away as many as he can, and hoping that their speed will just make it so they can't attach.
As the ship starts moving faster, since he's standing next to Enid, he's like, the ship is lurching while it's moving. He's gonna grab onto the railing and look to Enid and go, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yes. And she is also bracing herself.
So, as you think for this ship to go as fast as it can, Gideon, these creatures are swarming the ship. You see thousands of them blocking out your path forward. As you think about this, and you tell everyone to hold on. Everyone does, as the ship starts to pick up speed, as right at the moment you would get to these creatures, as they start to lash out, you see a portal open in front of the ship, and the ship enters the portal. As the portal closes behind, all of you see stars flying past all of you in an immense speed. You don't know where you are. You are still in the astral sea, but you are traveling at what would be considered light speed.
Damn.
As you then, Gideon, where do you want to go?
I mean, they're still just trying to get to Stellara, so he's just envisioning that map as best as he can and just thinking about north, basically.
Okay. I need everyone who's outside of the ship to make Constitution saving throws.
That's only. I was about to ask, are we chill out there? Like during.
No.
You guys get plus 4 to your saving throw. From being
thank God.
within 10 feet
plus
of
4?
Rian.
Oh, thank.
Or a
no, it doesn't
D4.
even matter.
Plus 4.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
Mine, I
Enid's
don't.
going flying.
Oh,
Goodbye,
wow.
Enid.
Well, Rian's right next to her.
We'll go
Yours
grab
is
her.
on the
We'll
other
go grab
side.
her. Grab her by the braids.
Oh my god. Ow.
So, as you pop out of light speed, a portal opens and the ship enters through that portal and then slows down and stops almost immediately, going way slower than it was previous. All of you, except Enid, grab on and hold yourself. Enid, you get tossed forward off of the top deck. All of you who are outside take 20 points of force damage. Enid, you take an extra 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall
okay.
down here.
25. Nice.
Enid, you feel your back crack.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Are we going home now?
Are you okay?
I'm over the space.
Okay.
She,
Remember the
like,
chocolate pie?
And she like cracks her back as she like tries to stand up.
You do. Battered and bruised. You all now know not to stand outside when you travel through hyperspace, but
We didn't know we were doing that. We learned what hyperspace
Lesson
was.
well learned.
exactly. However, what you see in front of you, among the nebulous of stars, is what could only be described a city floating on a meteor. You see this central city that has this domed top to it, and these large chains that attach to the sides of this rock and lead to other smaller pieces of rock. You see the central city as well as these waterfalls cascading down into space and then just floating there at the bottom. You see something that looks like
Ooh.
this.
Oh, that's so cool. Are the miners there too?
They are. As you look down, you see people with these bubbles around them mining on these rocks that are attached to chains to this central one. Gideon, as you bring the ship in, you feel that you've reached your destination. You can see a port. You can see many of these ships. None that look like yours, but galleons. Some of them look like dragonflies. Some of them look like butterflies. Insects of all sorts of nature. You see one that even looks like it has a giant tree growing out of the center. And it almost seems to be moving. You make your descent and you dock your ship. Rian, as you have been in the cargo deck most of the trip, you notice that your fuel is all but gone. Very small slivers of the fuel left after jumping to hyperspace. As you dock, welcome to Stellaris.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's so
man.
big. Oh my goodness.
A city. Wow.
Battle pits? Oh my god.
I know, I saw that too.
Oh
So
my God.
Fun.
we need to
have
get
a
Nalfian
bizarre
in here.
I
Gravity.
fucking telling ya.
Gravity
Gravity
Forge.
Forge.
Yeah.
We're gonna do rumble in the battle pits.
Nebulous Bazaar. I love it.
I want to go everywhere.
Me too.
Ooh.
So we're at the port.
Should we consider
You're at the
trading in our very evil looking mind flayer ship for something that is a little bit more fitting of our station? Do they have
Yeah,
have dealerships here?
No.
But I kind of like our quirky little squid.
I just don't want some
We earned this.
Joe just doesn't want some Gith to show up and be like, fucking mind flayers, illithid, and then kill us.
Yeah.
That's what Joe
I mean,
doesn't
Gith are
want.
gonna show up at some point, regardless.
Yeah,
like,
but
you
they'll
know
just
that.
they'll just attack us on sight if we're in an autoloid. Maybe, I don't know.
I think
Anyway.
we do deserve a cute ship.
No one
Like
might
you-
even want this.
So
Could we
I will
hire some
say,
interior decorators?
we'll get into all of this. Let's take a small bathroom break and come back. We have about an hour left. Woo! See where this takes us. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
We're back.
Welcome back. Picking up where we left off, the party outran some strange starfish alien sort of creatures and figured out that the ship does have porting capabilities and teleported to the city of Stellaris. As they flew the ship in and docked their ship, there are two things on your mind currently. The ship is out of fuel and your navigational system is shot. So, are you choosing to disembark into Stellaris?
Absolutely.
We can't go anywhere else. So
Be prepared to explain exactly who we are. I'm guessing we've raised more than a few eyebrows arriving in this.
Well, hopefully they saw our friendship flag.
Yes.
I just hope they view it as a friendship flag.
I can
Daisy?
explain.
Will they speak our language?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
All right. So, as you disembark, stepping off onto the dock, you hear other ships taking off in the distance, many people around you speaking, and as you immediately look around you, it is alien. There are some individuals that look familiar. You see individuals with colored skin and horns that protrude out of their head, but some of them have two tails, or four arms, or spines that run down almost like dinosaurs. You see what maybe looks like orcish figures, but their heads are more elongated and their arms are much, much bigger and bulkier, almost balloon-like. You see, for better terms, walking hippos.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Metalloid creatures that some have one wheel just kind of wheeling around these automatons through the city. There is strange life here. There is life. And the thing that you also notice about this place is that some of the building structures look like they're from the prime material, with modifications. And you see that these buildings are made with strange metals, scaffolding, and constructions you've never witnessed or seen before, ever. As you step from Stellaris Port into the immediate nebulous bazaar, you see something that kind of looks like this.
Oh, fun.
I know.
You
so
see,
cool.
walking through the market, that there are these globes that resemble moons and planets, but they're just signs. You can see, to you, what would just be arcane magic that seems to be rotating around these globes in a language you do not understand. You listen around you. You cannot understand anybody. And all of you look around and you see multiple individuals looking in your direction, watching you walk by, scoffing, intrigue, confusion. You seem to be the aliens here. So that's the party. What are you looking for first?
Well, first Basil is gonna kind of gather everybody and not quite sure if like people would still understand the language that we're speaking in. So she's gonna quietly say, please trust me. Assume everyone here is our enemy and has ill intentions towards us. Just be cautious.
Okay.
Understood.
I'm serious here, sir.
She nods.
Can Gak roll a perception check for Basil? Because he wants to. I want to see if Gak interprets this the way that Basil means.
Okay.
No, dear.
That'd be
Oh
Okay.
no.
It
Oh,
would
no.
be insight.
Rachel just realized what she did.
I did just realize what I did.
Should I
Gak's
roll an
just in
insight
this-
or should it be my passive insight?
Whichever you feel more comfortable with.
I'll do passive, because he's not like trying to see if Basil's lying or something, but his passive insight's 14.
Okay. How do you think Gak takes what Basil just said then? With the 14?
He fireballs the next door building.
Yeah, he's not gonna like attack people, but I don't think he fully got that Basil was just saying to be cautious. I think he's like ready to fight at any moment.
She did say, like, I thought I did say, like, be cautious or be careful.
Yeah,
Something.
but she also said treat everyone like your enemy.
That's true. Can I make an insight or perception against Gak?
I mean, Gak has like his hand hovering book. Like he's ready to just start fighting.
So do I even need to make a roll?
No.
Gak. I don't mean go in book blazing. I just mean that we don't know the people here, and we are clearly the outsiders. So just assume that no one here has our best interest in mind. So just be cautious with who you're talking to, what you're saying, and please don't start any fights. I don't think anybody here wants to kill us, so please don't kill anybody first.
Okay.
Would it make you feel more comfortable if you were partnered up with somebody?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to be my partner?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, Rian, walking up to you, looks like a lanky metal automaton-looking individual that looks to be holding like bracelets and necklaces as he walks up.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No. Please leave. Shoo, go.
Go!
Just walks away.
Ina's
Some
gonna
things
lean
never
over-
change.
Ina's gonna lean over to Gideon and say, is anything like ringing a bell, sounding remote, like anything sticking?
I couldn't crawl when I left the astral sea, Enid.
I thought when you were dead you were in the astral sea.
Yes.
So what were you
There was
doing that whole time?
I was dead for less than a day.
Oh.
I picked up some language, but none of this sounds familiar.
Moon, when you were here, did you speak to people? Things? Beings?
I wasn't where you are specifically, but the Astral Sea has many dialects. I can mostly speak all of them. There are things you can do. I would probably find a tavern nearby. There's some stuff that you could, and it's gonna sound gross. There's some stuff you can drink that'll let you understand.
Oh. Is there a phrase? What's tavern in whatever language we're hearing right now?
Cheto.
Okay, she will walk to the least foreign looking one, and I don't know if that sounded really bad.
Kinda, yeah.
Put it in.
Out of context, it would.
Sorry, I didn't even laugh.
Quick,
Pretty sure we're
somebody
the
clip
foreign
it
one.
for when Felicity runs for office one day.
The one that looks like maybe the way they would speak would be a similar, not a robot.
I want someone who speaks my language, who looks the least foreign as possible. Who are you gonna talk to?
I want somebody as blue as I am. That's really what I'm
Alright,
after.
we need to stop this bit because
Bitches,
Felicity
we're
and
here to
myself are gonna
colonize.
Look,
I'm
Lissy and
leaving.
myself are gonna forget the word for tavern, and then we're just
Cheeto. It's Cheeto. You said it was Cheeto.
no, it's not.
you
No,
said it was
now it
Cheeto.
sounds like Cheeto. Oh no.
Cheto.
Okay.
Gino, was it? What was
It
Cheto.
was Cheto.
Cheto.
Kino.
You see it. You see an individual. It looks kind of orcish. Not, but a very big individual near you. That's not a robot.
Okay. She will. Oh God, now I can't remember. She will like just kind of like, I don't even know if waving's acceptable, but she'll like try and get its attention and say, Cheto? Cheto?
Cheto.
And she'll like point. Hmm? Cheto?
Cheto, doctor, skite.
Did he point
Cheto.
to anything?
He points down, like forward. Keep going.
Man, thumbs up doesn't work. She'll just nod, I guess, nod, and wave everyone and be like, I think a tavern's this way.
You hear a couple murmurs, and then hear.
Material.
All right.
What does Chato mean?
Tavern. Moon just told me.
Oh.
Oh, right. You guys can't always hear Moon. We gotta go drink some stuff, and then we might be able to understand whatever they're speaking. So.
I'm sorry, drink some stuff?
The Moon did say it might be gross. So, I guess maybe a comprehensive concoction or something. I don't know.
Did he give you the name for this drink by chance?
Moon? Name for that drink?
Sorry, I had to switch between voice mods.
I don't know what exactly it's called, but it is definitely reddish green, almost brown in color. Just go up to whatever bartender and just start talking common, and then they'll probably realize that you can't understand them, and then they'll just give it to you.
All right. Moon says we just go in looking as dumb as possible, and they'll help us.
Got it.
Cool.
Gak just starts walking forward.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just, I know we've been getting a lot of kind of side eyes, but is anyone giving like a particular side eye to Gideon?
No. Actually, when you're looking at people, they are looking past Gideon to the party. You do get a couple side eyes that are like, why is he with them? Kind of thing.
Gotcha. Also, I sent you a message on Discord just if you could answer it at some point.
You did? Oh, shit.
I hope that was you I sent that to. It's like, otherwise someone's gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? Thank you.
Okay. So, as you're walking through, you hear music coming from one of these inlays. All of the places here look ramshackled and rusted and dystopian almost in nature. But there's a system. And as you look to the side, you can see this sign that has an alien language, but you can see an eye with 8 stalks attached to it and a large grin of what you guys would realize a beholder. You can't tell what the name of this tavern is. It must have something to do with that. As you walk through, inside, you hear the cityscape and the market fade. As you hear music playing inside and many individuals inside talking and conversing. You walk inside, you see many, many aliens, many different types of races and individuals as they look towards you walking in. Just go back to drinking their concoctions. Some of them have live creatures inside of glasses. that are adding to the flavor of whatever they are drinking. Everything here looks colorful, but in a disgusting way. As you walk through this place, you see something very strange behind the bar. You see a floating glob with an apron and eye stalks moving around, grabbing drinks and placing it for people, as you see a beholder floating behind the bar, giving people their drinks and talking to them. Do you walk up?
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Who's
This is a
speaking
cool
to this
place.
beholder?
Gak.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Okay. As it turns around, you see the large blue irised eye.
Oh, hi. Yeah, my name's Gak. This is Basil. This is Ian. This is Joseph. This is David. This is Ian. This is
As he
Chip.
turns
You got
around and
Luke.
starts sliding drinks, and you see this horrible brown, like, shot glass for each one of you.
Oh, here we go. Bottoms up.
Down it.
Yeah.
Here we
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
As all of you down it, you then hear,
Alright, does that work? Can you understand me now?
Yeah, yes. Hello.
Quite well.
Hello, I would like to ask first of all what kind of materials are here, but that's none of my business. Hi, my name is Zorgon. I'm the, proprietor and owner of the Blissful Beholder. Nice to meet you.
You're so blissful.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you are.
What's a beholder?
I'm a beholder.
Oh, nice. So, you named the bar after you?
Well, of course, it's good for business.
That's a good
Branding.
idea. We should have done that.
I would like to ask, why are Prime Walkers in Solaris?
I'm gonna pass off the talking to somebody else.
Our ship ran out of fuel, and we were looking to resupply, and this was the location we came across first.
Well, we are one of the few in this wild space system, so makes sense. Is there anything I can help you with? Anything at all?
If you could point us in the direction of someone who could potentially sell to us or we could speak to about our ship, would be most helpful.
Well, I'd ask you, did you come prepared? Do you have credits?
I assume
No.
that's the currency here.
Yes. We don't accept gold. Yeah, that's a prime material thing.
That
Um,
makes sense.
Is there a currency exchange somewhere?
No, unfortunately, no.
So how does one get credits?
Well, you can do some work. You can also, well, you can get work. That's pretty much it.
Are you hiring?
No.
Oh crap.
I used
What?
to carry boxes for someone who owned a tavern. I could do that for you.
I don't really need that, friend.
and one of the eye stalks just kind of looks over, and you see that something starts moving as it uses its telekinesis eye stalk to just move stuff.
I can do that too, kinda.
I would say if you're looking for getting your ship fixed, what exactly do you need?
So we may have commandeered a ship from the Illithid.
You have a Nautiloid?
Part of the
Those are pretty
docks.
rare.
It's completely out of fuel though, and it's more than a little banged up from its last crash landing.
I assume it came from the prime material.
Correct.
Those illithids. They always like to try to invade other places.
Well, they didn't live long to regret it.
So you need fuel. Anything else? Or I have some contacts I can probably ask.
I was gonna say, while Gideon's continuing that conversation with Bliss, I assume that's his name.
No, Zorgon.
Oh, did he say that? I'm
He
gonna
did.
call him Bliss. Enid would like to see what the clientele here is like. If it looks like there's some maybe shady people, maybe some desperate people, and kind of lean over to Rianne and say, I mean, I don't know what the rest of the group would feel about it, but being mercenaries makes some good money. Maybe some people here need our help.
I think so. But I think if we're going to do anything to get credits, I think that something like that, perhaps, I'm sure it's, something that we could handle, and I don't know if we need to involve the others. They might not,
Oh. A little side gig for us. I see what you're saying.
Well, of course, for everyone, for fuel. But, I
Fair.
mean, it might be fun to do something a little bit less than heroic.
I see what you're saying. All right, who are you eyeing? And do we see any desperate, shady situations?
There's a lot.
Okay, cool.
Almost this entire tavern is just filled with shady people. You can see that there's definitely gambling in one corner where you can visibly see people cheating. You can see one individual in the corner talking to another, and they get into a scuffle, and one pulls out this knife and puts it to his throat and starts yelling at him, and no one is budging or doing anything about it. You don't see any resemblance of guards here either.
Yes.
However, there is one individual who is kind of sitting there, and he's talking to another, and you can see that he's kind of flipping what looks to be some coin in his finger. He looks almost human, if not a human, with tannish skin, a scar across an eye, and two different colored eyes with slicked back hair. And you can see that the individual is like yelling at him, and he kind of just leans back. You don't hear the conversation, but he says a couple words, and that individual yelling at him stops and just kind of starts bowing and like almost like praying and like sorry. And he just kind of shoos him away as he walks away. This guy looks like he has a little bit of status than most other people.
Okay. Well, Enid will kind of like basically nudge and like point maybe him out, since it looks like he might be someone with money, in comparison to the other shady people, and just kind of lean over to Rianne and say, well, if we don't want to involve everybody, what should we tell them?
I think that maybe what might be a good idea is, since the city seems relatively safe, at least for people like us, perhaps we could propose splitting everyone up to see if they can find something to make a few credits, maybe find some information out. you and I go do a situation like this, and this feels wrong. Actually, I might be having some second thoughts.
No. This is a great idea. I see no problem with this whatsoever, and it sounds fun as hell. Also, who else is... We gotta dip into all the levels. We're just scraping the surface. We gotta dig down in there and know what kind of shady shit's going on.
Dip into all the levels?
You know, like... So Bliss, that guy, he's like at the top of the chain, and then you keep
I thought his
going
name was
lower.
Zorgon.
Whatever, and then we just, next layer. I'm sure that's where, some people will land and kind of... And then we just... Yep. With the worst of them, so... Come on, you're smarter than me. I know you are. You actually
Okay, all right. Okay, well, loosely. Okay,
Look, if you
all
feel
right.
bad
Okay.
lying to them, I can do it.
No, because there's no need to lie. We'll just all go off and do ourselves, and we'll try and do something that's above board, right? We'll try and do something that is morally good. No skullduggery, no roguish behavior.
Right. That's not what I would do.
That's not what either one of us would do.
Right.
Because
Got
we're good people. We're at least I'm a knight.
Yep. All right, Basara. She slaps him on the back. Hey guys, Basara has a great plan.
Oh, good. What is your great plan?
He looks to Enid. Well, obviously there is a need to procure funds and information. Now, I can recognize about myself that I am not the most intellectual, as much as I wish it was to the contrary. So I think that it might be a good idea for us to, while we're in the city, since it seems relatively safe, and if anything were to happen, we could probably handle ourselves. I propose that we split up to a degree. Some looking for information, some trying to procure a form to gather some credits to pay our way through the rest of this journey. In fact, Enid actually proposed that her and I could work together. What was the reasoning behind that again, Enid?
Yeah. We just kind of figured that since I didn't go to any schooling, I really need some assistance with being a little wiser in conversations and deals with people. I can run my mouth a little bit too quickly, and he wants to teach me patience or something like that. So we'll see how that goes.
I remember the conversation going just a little bit differently, but I suppose that's about the ticket, yeah?
Yeah.
So we split up to gather credits and information.
Yeah. And of course, everyone should try and, keep their nose out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Especially since we're in a strange place and we don't know anyone here.
Yes, it would be awful to make enemies with people that we don't know in a strange and faraway land.
What does everyone think?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
I don't have a better one at this time.
Should we meet back here at a certain time?
Yeah. What do we say to 4 hours?
Before the end of the day?
Before the end of the day.
How do we know?
Yeah, how do we know?
Is there a day and night cycle?
Nope.
I don't know.
Hey, Zorgon. In terms of how the working and non-working cycle operates here, in the Primaterial plane we have a day and night cycle. Is there anything like that here to denote how much time has passed?
Not really. It's more just, when you get, you work for a couple hours, about 8 or 9, and sometimes, and then when you're done, you go to sleep and wake up and work again.
Okay. How many hours until people are done working for the day?
Probably say around 6.
Okay. Thank you. Much appreciated. So then 6 hours then?
Sure.
Okay.
And we can't even buy rooms because we don't have any credits, so we're just gonna have to meet back here in
No.
hope.
We better hope we can find something.
Was there a fuck, Brienne would know. Joe can't remember the name for a person who's like at the dock. Harbor master, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we have to pay a harbor master to dock our ship?
No one asked us to.
No one could talk to us. They
Do you
probably
maybe
were.
think it was the guy who walked up to me and I told him to shoo?
Oh.
Well,
The one
that
with all
was
the bracelets? No.
accident. I'm sure he'll understand.
Do you think our ship is getting repossessed?
I think they're just glad we weren't the original owners of the ship.
Maybe
Yeah.
that should be somebody's job to go and check on the ship before they go anywhere else.
If I may, there's not really a system.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
okay.
Yeah, just make sure no one can get on your ship and steal it.
To be fair,
He
they
doesn't
may
have
not
a
even know how to drive it.
Well, he did mention that a nautiloid ship was rare. To Rian's point, we could sell it and try to buy a different ship to navigate the Astral Sea. Even in its state, some people might still want it.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Sell it for parts or whatever.
I can do that.
I would also say there is one of the people at the harbor, at the port, Dromok. I don't think he's working at the moment. He'll probably be there soon though. I know that he's looking to hire some people for some work. I don't know how dangerous of the work you're looking for is, but you might want to talk to him, maybe.
All right.
I can head that way.
Well, I will go with you then.
Basil, Gak, what are you two thinking?
Oh, Gideon, I just don't know.
I believe you, Gak,
Um,
but I trust you'll figure it out.
I guess,
That's
Gak,
nice
you
of
and I
you.
can walk around, see if we can just get some intel on where we're at. Any kind of, I don't know, just to get our whereabouts.
If there's a library or a archive of some kind, that might not be a bad idea. Investigate that, see if you can find any information on potentially Gideon's issue, and maybe even Riff's, honestly.
I think I saw, actually, John, wasn't there a library?
Oh, nice. Of the Astral Scribes. That's so cool.
Gak, let's go there.
Okay.
Now, well, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No. I'll do it later.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put people where they're going. So Gak and Basil are going to the archive of Astral Scribes. Let's see. Gideon and Yursa are going back to the dock to look for this Gromok guy. And let's see. Umbra and Rian are staying in the Nebulous Bazaar to talk to Slimy guy.
Yeah. Slimy human looking guy.
Okay. So, As the party breaks off into their 3 teams, we will obviously start with the ones closest. You can see that individual sitting at the table, again, his hair slicked back. He has this very long brown goatee, and he just seems to be reading some sort of paper as he is playing with it looks to be a coin between his fingers.
Sweet. So, yeah, once I guess the rest of the peeps leave, I mean, unless Rian has a specific way he wants to approach, Enid will probably just like, she can't even buy him a drink. I guess just sit down at his table, maybe too confidently, see if it gets his attention.
He slowly stops playing with the coin. Does Rian also sit?
No, Rian will stay standing.
Kind of puts the coin away into the bracer that he has and slowly looks up. He goes, how could I help you, my lady?
Actually, I might be able to help you, or we. Noticed you were having a very interesting interaction earlier. Are you in a situation at all?
You know, it is very rude for you to listen in on people's conversations.
It's watching, observing, being keen.
Of course. Where are my manners? My name is Zelik Vex. And you see this individual.
Umbra, and this is my friend waiting to see if Rian gives his actual name.
Basara.
Basara and Umbra. Well, this is a very great pleasure to meet both of you. What could I assist you with, perhaps? And to answer your question earlier, well, I was handling business, nothing more.
Well, great. We're actually looking for business. I'm sure you're not unfamiliar with how out of place we seem. We're looking for a little bit of work, and I'm not too proud to say that we're pretty skillful and up to quite the challenge.
Looking for work, really? Okay. It's not every day that we get to see god hands. What brings you so far out into wild space to Stellaris?
I think our business is our own. We're skilled. We're good at what we do.
Of course.
Do you have a job or not?
Sorry. Oh, well, it depends on what you need this job for. You see, I work for a very prestigious individual, and you can see that he kind of flashes this kind of almost a badge underneath, and you see a symbol that looks like this.
That looks like a dragon?
Not really, kind of. It more resembles fire than anything.
Oh.
As he goes, well, if you're looking for work, then we might be able to provide you with something. I just want to ask, is there anything specifically you need? Because we might just be able to get it for you.
Well, we have a lot of traveling we need to do. Some of our associates are figuring out our means of travel. We were supposed to figure out the means of money. So, mostly large amounts of money.
Large amounts of money we could probably process.
I'm not gonna lie, if you're not able to provide, we can take our work elsewhere.
You mistake me, my lady. We do not need you for work at all. I will not get into the specifics, but we do have work if you want to work, but we do not need you to work. Do not think you have the power here. You come from nothing. It seems you have nothing, and well, you're asking for something. We have something. Just
And we're
depends on how
offering
much you
something
are
as
willing
well.
to do.
Like I said, we're willing to do most anything, and we're quite skillful. But we have other means of talking to people. We can take our work elsewhere. So if you don't need us, then she starts to get up. Not my problem.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Yay! 23.
As you get up, he puts his hands up. I like your spirit. I like your attitude. Please sit. We can talk more. I think that Zabu would be very, very grateful for your assistance.
All right. She sits down. We're listening again.
There are a couple of things at work, but it seems that you pride yourself on being skillful, as you have mentioned it multiple times. So, we do have some jobs. You'll just have to follow me to Zabu's sanctuary. There he can give you more of the specifics.
Can I just double check and make sure that the intentions are actually for a business exchange and not to capture us or something like that?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, make an insight check, both of you. Or one of you can roll with advantage.
Well, I already roll
have
with
a-
advantage, so
Okay,
Well,
cool.
Cool.
yeah.
I guess I roll with advantage too. It always rolls a double for me. I need to double check my stuff.
Okay. Rian, Enid, I will say it's actually kind of hard to tell what his intention are, but Rian, with your 20, it seems that his intentions seem to be forthright. That he probably has a higher up that would be more interested in speaking to you of jobs rather than just him. He's still shady. He's still very greasy and a shady individual, but it seems it's a conversation that needs to be taken up with the boss rather than him.
Okay. Yeah, Rian would just look towards Enid and nod.
All right, lead the way.
Of course. Right this way, my lady. And he gets up and starts walking you out of the tavern, cantina, whatever we want to call it, as we pan back to... Where is it at? Go this one instead. As we pan back to Gideon and Yursa, walking through the market back through towards the docks. You can obviously tell now that you can, in fact, understand everyone around you. So, right now you stand on the edge of the market into the docks. It is up to you how you want to find and get the information you need.
I mean, other than he's just at the port, were we given any information on Grimok about, like, what he looks like, anything like that?
Nope. You know that the only information you know is that he's at the port and he has a shop.
Alright, Tirsa, we can start walking. If we see anyone, we can ask if they know him and the shop he runs. We can mention that we know, Zorkon.
Okay. That sounds easy enough. You're just gonna go to the first person she sees.
The first person you see looks to be another one of these metal automaton figures. There actually seems to be quite a bit of them here. This one looks to be silverish, more patinaed in most of the creases and spots that it moves its body. You can see it has its face looks almost caved in just slightly, but you see its bright blue eyes glowing through as it looks towards you.
Hello, how can I help you?
Oh, hello. You're fun. We're looking for someone named Gromok? Gromok?
Oh, yes, Roma. He's down by the port. If you turn to your leftmost and go straight down and keep to your rightmost, he's the shop on the secondmost of the left.
You can see yours is like wide-eyed and just like stupidly grinning because this person's so fun. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Lovely
welcome.
metal thing you have. Okay.
Thank you.
And then as you walk
Wait, would you like to buy it?
you just hear him starting to haggle with others. As you walk into the docks, as you keep leftmost on the road and continue on, looking to your rightmost, heading down 2 more individual shops, the leftmost of the right.
Oh my gosh.
You see a small shop that looks to be connected to the outer rim of the port itself. It looks to have one of these ships that looks more like a mosquito. It looks mechanical in nature. It doesn't look like an actual mosquito, but it built like one. Is in its right behind this shop. Looks to be like fixed. You don't see that the shop has a name. It just looks like a metal shack building that you can walk into. You can see that there is a sign in an alien language that you can read that says open.
Well, let's see if he's in, and Gideon will push the door open and head in.
So inside of the interior of this, you see that it opens up into a large, almost shipyard type building where this mosquito craft is parked, and you can hear the clanging of metal and parts falling down, and you can see these little tiny automaton droids that are picking up things and giving them to what looks to be a greenish skinned orc figure with long white hair that is braided. His ears are much more pointy than the ones you are used to on the Prime material, and you can see that his right arm is completely metallic and metal. Looks to be cybernetic in a way, as he kind of wipes the sweat from his brow and looks back to you and says,
How can I help you?
Gromok,
Yes, that is me.
we were sent by Zargon. He said that you might be able to help us out with a matter.
Alright, and what exact matter would that be?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but there's a nautiloid ship out on your pier. It belongs to us.
That's your ship.
With the friend flag. We made the flag. It's friendly.
I saw the flag. Everyone saw the ship. Surprised it's still there.
Well, there's currently no fuel in it, so would be surprised if someone could move it.
And what exactly can I help you with this ship?
Well, we're either looking to procure some credits to get the materials for a new navigation system and enough fuel to power the ship, or we could entertain an offer of purchase if you know of anyone willing.
The slippery slope with nautiloids. They are rare, yes, but they also belong to Illithid. So people aren't looking to really buy them too much. At least not in this system.
Then trying to get it up and running then.
New navigation system and fuel. Fuel's easy and cheap to come by. Only costs you about 5 credits a pound. However, the navigation system... Let me see something real quick.
and he kind of gets up and starts to walk into this back area. And you hear clanging metal and things falling, and he eventually walks around. He doesn't have anything in his hands, he says.
Well, I don't exactly have a nautiloid navigational system, but I do have something that might suffice. However, it will cost a decent amount of credits.
Define a decent amount.
Around 2,500.
What if we don't necessarily have credits?
Hoping you'd say that. If you're looking for work to get credits, I actually do happen to have something that you might be interested in. And I'll say front, it is, dangerous. But I could hire you to go with an escort. There's a system of an asteroid belt not too far from here that has very precious mining materials. Our last crew, well, only one of them came back. You could join my dock hand on one of our spelljammers and head out to the asteroid belt and mine some material and come back. And while you're doing that, I can fix your ship with this new navigational system.
You want us to mine the material, or you want us to keep your workers safe?
I assume because you are prime walkers, you do not know how to mine material on a meteor.
Can't say I'm familiar, though willing
Then
to
you
learn
will
if
have to
necessary.
keep them safe. I mean, looking at you, seems that you all have some sort of capabilities, even though, well, your dress isn't great, but looks like you know a thing or two.
Was he specifically addressing Yursa's dress, or
No,
just
he
like
was
our
just saying-
outfits in general?
Outfits in general.
Oh, okay, because yours was like, that's
No.
not nice.
I was like, that was fucking rude. How soon will your crew be ready to leave?
Well, they've been ready to leave for a while, just no one wants to join the crew, so I would just say, when you're ready, come back in about 18 hours' time. Talk to my dock hand, Vorik. He's ready to go whenever. He's just sleeping right now.
18 hours, we will be back with others, most likely.
All right, I'll be here.
And he goes back and picks up this large, unwieldy hammer and just starts pounding away at some of this metal that you don't see he has a forge or anything, but you can see that every time he pounds on this metal, it actually lights up as though it was superheated from a forge every time he hits with this hammer. And he continues to fix this mosquito-looking spelljammer ship. So with that, we will then pan over to, and I will post 15 hours to see Vorik, I think is what his name is. Yes, it is. We will pan back over to Gak and Basil.
Right, Gak, did you think of a fake name?
Yeah,
What's the name?
Brienne.
Maybe let's not use the name of someone who's in our party.
That makes it so much harder.
I know.
Now, as you walk, you do notice and have noticed that the central area of this city is elevated from everything else. And as you walk out of the Nebulous Bazaar, you see the wall that separates what is known as High Rock in the center from everything in the city. And as soon as you walk out of the Nebulous Bazaar into this section of the city, there is a dramatic difference in atmosphere and tone. As the Nebulous Bazaar seemed to be kept, well, even still ramshackled and dystopian in nature, it had purpose, and it seemed to have almost upkeep in a way to make sure tourists who come here to shop experience a good time. However, as you leave the comfort of the Nebulous Bazaar and walk into the Hollows, you see a shift. The ground you walk on is wet, and there seems to be almost an inch or two of liquid just permeating throughout where you walk. And you start to smell this noxious smell of mold and almost acidity in the air. The buildings that were mostly okay built turn into full-on dystopian slums as you walk into buildings stacked on top of buildings and stacked on top of buildings, almost like shipping crates stacked on top of each other. The buildings here are metallic, and none of them match each other. Colorful, but rusted and decayed kind of colorful. There are intertwining, rickety metal bridges that connect this network of this section. As you walk through, you can very much tell that this section of the city is lawless. As you can see, multiple individuals kind of look towards you. Some of them start to actually follow you.
How close are they following us?
Probably 50 feet back. You can see that they stop at what looks to be one of the metal columns of where some market stands would be. Let you walk further, and then get back into the crowd and start walking behind you. One of the individuals looks lizard-like, but the face super elongated and the neck very lanky, kind of hunching forward, his arms kind of almost touching the ground, the claws scraping across, as another one looks to be a grotesque looking... It looks like this character has these boils all over their skin, and their skin is a tinged yellow with straggly hair on top as they're just kind of walking behind.
Basil's going to turn and look at them as one of those, like, I see you and I know you're following me kind of thing, but she's not gonna like try to confront them or stop or anything. Just like letting them know, like, you're not slick.
They walk faster.
She's gonna lean over. Did Gak notice too?
Mm-hmm, yeah, with your passive perception, 100%.
Gak, they're getting closer.
Basil, do you have the thing that changes what you look like?
I wouldn't be attuned to it.
Duck down.
Gak's gonna like take Basil and just kind of like make her hunch down a little bit, and he's gonna cast Mislead on himself, which is where he becomes invisible at the same time that an illusory double appears where I'm standing.
I need you to make a stealth check. Or sleight of hand.
Neither matters. Oh man, it was really close to being an 18. But it was a 2.
As you do that, Gak, you cast Mislead. You don't walk very far until the lizard-like creature is right in front of you both. And that tinged yellow boil-looking individual is behind. You can see the lizard himself actually has this like metallic collar around as he looks towards you and looks to both of you.
What is a prime material doing here?
Vacation. Why do you ask?
You're in the wrong part of the city, little one.
Are you sure? Maybe we meant to be here.
Positive.
And what do you want?
You see that they pull out, the lizard pulls out this dagger that looks like it's slightly vibrating.
Give us your credits and we'll let you live.
Real quick. So Gak rolled a bad stealth check, but he is invisible. Right?
Okay, well then Basil's by herself. right
Okay.
now.
Gak is going to try to smack the dagger out of the guy's hand.
Okay, make an attack with unarmed. Actually, you know what? Make a strength check.
Okay,
against
good.
This guy.
That
because,
roll doesn't count.
Yeah. You're gonna hit him. It's just whether or not it's enough force to actually knock it out.
Yeah. That roll didn't count. That was the one with the
for
unarmed
sure.
strike. So we're gonna
For
do
sure
a
doesn't
new
count,
one.
Yep.
So just a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost a 20 on the die. That's okay. Still 10.
You hit his hand. The knife doesn't move.
What?
And he turns around and just swipes in the air. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
Misses.
Is he wearing pants?
Yes.
Can I pull his pants down?
Yes.
Okay.
Basil, from behind you in your back, you feel a blade kind of. It doesn't go in, but the other individual puts a knife to your back and says,
Just give us what we want and we'll let you live.
You better remove your hand, sir.
Or else what?
I don't think you want to know.
Oh, I think I do.
I don't know what to do to, like... The problem is, I don't want to cause a lot of attention.
I will say this. Nobody is looking over at you two being mugged right now. Everyone is going about their business. They are walking. This seems normal.
Okay. So then what Basil's going to do... So where's the knife?
In your back right now.
Okay.
Pushed up.
Basil's going to take her flail and whip it around using inflict wounds. And
Okay.
like hit it, like swing it around her head.
Yeah, so just roll inflict wounds damage. I'm not gonna make you roll to hit with the flail. The lizard individual is looking for Gak. He knew there was two of you, and now an invisible person just hit his hand. So Gak, you're kind of just like, oh, can't hit.
And can I pants him?
Oh yeah.
We'll go ahead and do inflict wounds at 3rd level.
Okay. Oh my god. As you swing around, there's a crack and a pop as you hear this man's skull crack, and then the inflict wounds just splats him onto the ground. Poof, he hits the ground unmoving immediately. As you spin around, you can see this greenish yellowish liquid kind of just dripping from the end of the flail. As at this point, 100%. As Gak pantses the lizard, as he looks over to his friend and goes to lunge at Basil, he trips and falls, poof, falling onto the ground. Are you doing something, Gak? You're muted.
Gak just grabs Basil and starts running.
Basil will let him.
Okay. So you grab Basil and start running. You see some people just look over. and then go back about their business.
So much for being careful.
We're as careful as we could be, right?
I know.
You run through the section of the city known as the Hollows. It doesn't seem like anyone's chasing you, or anyone really cares that that individual was killed.
It's
It
like
seems
they're not
again.
even real people. They
It seems.
they don't matter.
It seems like this is a very normal thing in this part of the city. If you're going to try to do something like that, then you should expect the consequences of your action. As you continue through, you do get to a section of the city that pulls out from the hollows, and you see the wall in front of you. You do see individuals here that look armored and look like guards to this section of the city, as one of them looks to be one of those walking hippo individuals. A GIF says,
What's your business here?
Nick, you're muted. I don't know.
I didn't say anything because Gas going.
Wait, did you say we're at the library now?
you're at the wall that leads into High Rock where the library is.
Oh, okay. Hi. We are just wanting to go see the library. We're taking a look around the place. We're travelers, you see, and I've been really wanting to visit the library, so...
No travelers are allowed inside a High Rock.
Why not?
It's a sacred ground of the city. You either
But what
live there or born there. You cannot go inside of High Rock unless you are permitted.
Then how do you get permitted?
You must be living there or born there.
But, wait, so you said that that's what we needed unless we were permitted, and then you said that's how you're permitted?
That is correct.
It seems like there's a flaw in the system. You have to be lucky just to go visit a library. I thought books were supposed to be for everybody. How do you expect people to be smart if they don't have access to books?
It's a good question.
It is a good
People-
question.
He just
People
stands
should be asking.
Listen, sir. I am a holy person. Please let me enter.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. I'm a holy person. Please let me in. Oh my god. Oh my god. The gift looks over to the other individual and goes,
Why don't we let people in?
the other one says, I never really thought of it. We just got here.
Were you guys born here?
No.
Are you allowed in?
They look at each other.
No.
You should
See,
come
that's
with
not
us.
right. You should come with us. If you're spending your time...
Well, we are paid to ensure that no one goes in that shouldn't be in.
Right, but like, I mean, if you're the one that's standing right by the door, you could just walk in.
You're the gods. You're allowed to go in or out.
The other one goes, he's got a good point.
And when they pay you, they come out to you to pay you?
No one really kind of leaves High Rock actually not thinking about it.
How do you guys get your money?
Oh, well, they transfer it.
So they're too
To our
hoity-toity.
debit account.
They're too hoity-toity to even come out and thank you for your service.
I kind of feel like you should just go in there and get your money.
They make a good point. Why are we meant to stay out here dealing with the riffraff of the hollows and we're not even allowed in?
Exactly.
Honestly, it doesn't make any sense.
Do you want to come with us?
They look at each other.
No. We need a stand guard. We're getting paid for it, but
The gift looks over to the other one.
I mean, we could just let them in, give them a free pass.
I mean, yeah, we could. It's just not. We just don't look.
All right, fine. All right, I'm sorry, ma'am and sir. This place is restricted to everyone.
As they're kind of
They
ushering
edge
you
through
in.
and Basil's gonna like pat his shoulder. Thank you, love.
There's a little blush.
Bye.
John, I can't believe this happened.
Me either, dude. So as you head in to High Rock, kind of stop hearing the bustling of the city behind you as the wall that surrounds High Rock drowns it out. As you walk through, you see a beautiful landscape in front of you. Every building in here looks pristine. You can see in the distance construction happening that looks like a building had a slight patina, and now they were deconstructing that section of the building and repurposing it and rebuilding it so that it matches the beauty that is High Rock. If there was ever a section of any city that you've ever seen that separates the rich from the poor, this is what you see. It looks like you are in an entire different city than what you were prior. And in front of you, you see a large cathedral-like building with spires that reach up to the celestial heavens. It looks like this building shouldn't even be in the presence of everything that is perfect around it. It is old, but it is pristine. It is opulent. It is this prismatic color of crystals and transparencies that you can see. And as you walk inside, you can see what look like endless shelves of books that lead up into almost a void itself. You can see individuals that are reading not books, but scrolls. And these scrolls have almost a sentience to them as individuals go towards a bookshelf and without saying anything, a scroll flies down and they start to read it, and you can see the words and text from these scrolls actually like a 3D rendering hologram come off of the page as they continue to read them. And then sometimes you can see that individuals, the words actually just kind of float into their ears, into their head, and they just put the scroll back and then leave as though they've gained all the information in an instant. Welcome to the archive of the Astral Scribes. What are you doing?
Would it be easier if we just go looking ourselves? Because if we go up to like a librarian or something, are they going to be
It
like...
doesn't seem like there's a librarian here.
Okay, cool. So let's just go searching ourselves,
Okay.
I guess. Well, I don't know. Can we read the signs or just...
No.
Well,
Gak cannot, you can.
Okay, so...
Actually, no. Gak, you can read them. That drink that you had is literally allowing you to read everything you see here, and it is an odd experience.
That's amazing. What is it, Gak?
I know what everything is. I know what they say.
You can read that?
Yeah.
Congratulations! That's so fun! This is what it's like all the time.
It's kind of a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. You're
just
constantly
always-
learning new words.
Everywhere you look, you just like understand. Like you see something that's like, I know what that is.
I do. And
That's-
sometimes I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
That's okay. I think right now it's good that you can read it so that we can tag team to make sure we can find what we need. And then afterwards, you can go back to not reading anything.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting distracted. There's just all that stuff over there. I know what it says.
Yeah. Let's just take it one step at a time and read each row. And then if it doesn't have the words that we want to, we'll go and focus on another row.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, I would say the last thing that we will cover, and I know we've gone a little over, is heading back to Enid and Rian. The two of you are brought through the hollows. As you walk through, you seem as though you are picked out upon the crowd, but you can tell that people are not messing with you all as you walk with Zalix. As you walk through the hollows, you do see a crew of individuals picking up a tinged yellow man whose head is crushed in as they just kind of cart him away. And you just hear Zalix say, "It is unfortunate."
Yeah,
Right this way.
If I ever got to that person, wouldn't want to run into them.
No, I assume probably no one will be messing with them at this point. It's right up ahead. Please, mind your manners. Not that you do not have them, it's just be careful what you say. As you are led into a walled area that has many guards, and you can all see them wearing that same symbol. You are then led across a bridge to a moated area. In the center is a small castle that also has its own wall. It is a castle made of metals and stone. It's more opulent than the things in the Hollow, but it's still pretty dystopian and ramshackle. You are led through distant hallways of metals, and you can almost hear cogs in the distance. There's also this faint slime texture to the corners of the walls and floors as you walk through. So eventually you get to a large double door. The doors seem to not be completely aligned and are overlapping slightly. As Zelik taps on the door, and you hear from the other side,
Come in.
as the door opens, you see a large obsidian marbled desk. And on the other side, some sort of insectoid-looking individual with 4 arms, a giant maw of obsidian black teeth that almost look like metal was put over them. You see 4 red eyes. He wears very ornate jewelry around each one of his arms, golds and greens. You can see in one arm he holds a scepter with a gem of pink on top. His necklace also has the same pink. He has this very weird looking, kind of dragon looking, slimy creature just resting on his shoulder. As Zalix says, these individuals would like to talk to you about a job. They seem to be very, very capable. So I think that's one job you were thinking of. They might be able to handle it, Sabu. As you see, this individual.
Please, take a seat. Let's discuss business.
All right. Yeah. Enid will sit. Comply.
Yeah, Rian will sit too.
So, what exactly are you looking for? Credits?
Yep, we are. A large amount.
A large amount of
Credits. One of the hands has this disgusting cigar in it, and it kind of just taps it. He doesn't put it in a tray or anything. There's just a pile of ash on his table that one of his other hands just fling it off of the table after he's done, as he takes a drag from his cigar and says,
Well, I've been looking for capable individuals, of course. If Sally thinks that you are capable, well, let's discuss. I can provide about 30,000 credits for this job that I have that no one seems to be wanting to pay. However, honestly, it's not even that dangerous, so I'm not sure why people do not want to take it. The job is simple. You and whatever crew you would like to bring need to head to the moon and steal a lunar dragon egg for me. One lunar dragon egg and 30,000 credits are yours.
So, you say that if it's not that dangerous, you're not sure why there aren't more takers. However, from my knowledge, dragons are pretty territorial. Probably don't like their eggs being taken. What makes this dragon not a threat?
Oh, the dragon is probably a huge threat, but you know, if you can catch it while it's sleeping, then you can just steal the egg out from under it. It just seems that people are not very confident in their abilities to sneak around.
Well, Enid will look to Rian, knowing they stealthy boys. Fair? I don't know. What do you think, Basara?
I am curious, but I have to know what exactly are your intentions with the egg. Dragons are not exactly weak creatures. If tamed and in the wrong hands, they could cause quite a bit of harm.
Well, I would like to respectfully decline to let you know my intentions of the egg. The job is to get the egg and come back, and you get 30,000 credits, and then you go about your way. What I do with the egg is none of your concern. Respectfully.
Yes.
Do you have a deal? Or would you like to think on it? A lot of people like to think on it.
and he takes a drag once again from the cigar and kind of blows it in the direction of you two.
I do have one more question. We're a bit in between means of travel. How would we be getting to the moon?
I could provide you a spell jammer if that is what you need. Of course, I will have to take about 10,000 credits off the total, just for security's sake.
I think it may be good for us to think on it, but that we are seriously interested. Is that fair to say, Basara?
Yes.
Very well. You know where to find me. Well, you know where to find them. Do not come looking for me. I am too busy.
Fair enough.
This meeting is adjourned. It was good to meet you two. Hopefully we can do business soon.
Likewise.
As you both get up and are escorted out of Zabu's sanctuary, back into the Hollows. With the two of you offered a deal for a decent amount of credits to steal a lunar dragon egg. Gideon and Yursa talking to Gromok for a possible job to go mining in an asteroid belt for the fixes to their current ship. And Basil and Gak learning knowledge of the astral sea and its expanse within the archive of the astral scribes. There are many avenues that the party split into and decisions that you all have to make. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Woo!
Yay.
Thank you for watching the Tales of Evrand. Joe, take us out.
Yeah, so be sure to tune in on Saturday for the Isles of Iverion, on Sunday for Buried Time, next Tuesday for the Salamander Coast, or next Wednesday for the Tales of Evrand. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.